As a part of a New Year's special project by Famitsu, Takashi Iizuka and Morio Kishimoto were asked what they had planned for 2023. Morio Kishimoto dedicated his message to gratitude, reflecting on the challenges of Frontiers and how they want to repay their gratitude by adding new content to Frontiers throughout the year. Takashi Iizuka instead talked about a second wave of Sonic content, saying that 2023 would be the second big year for Sonic. Right. Let's go through all known projects related to Sonic that have been scheduled for 2023, including some speculation. Let's begin. Let's start off with officially confirmed projects. The first project we know of is Sonic Frontiers content update for 2023. This was announced a while ago in response to the generally positive reception from fans and critics. The game recently hit 2.5 million units sold, a huge debut for a Sonic game in recent memory. There will be 3 main content updates, update 1 including a jukebox, with most likely being a sound test option. Challenge modes, which were from the thumbnail, is leading me to believe it's an egg shuttle mode for cyberspace where you play through all the levels in one run, a boss rush mode against titans, and more. There's also a photo mode, which we don't know if it'll be in the style of something like the Insomniac Spider-Man games or something like Judgment's selfie mode. Update 2 will have a Sonic birthday event. However, we have no details on what that actually includes. New Coco variants, which again, we have no idea how significant of an addition it will be, and open zone challenges, and from what we can see from the thumbnail, will include time trials. The third and final update will be the most significant, being the inclusion of new playable characters in a new campaign. If the thumbnail is to be related, we will be getting Tails, Knuckles, and Amy as playable characters, with their last major playable role in 2006 as Sonic the Hedgehog. Stage also appears here, however I'm not sure if she will be relevant to the events of the new story. This also includes patches and possible bug fixes along the way. This will be Sonic Team's public project for the year. However, we're in a new era of Sonic, and it's not just limited to Sonic Team developed games. On December 15th, Netflix released the first 8 episodes of Sonic Prime, which had a favourable response from the public. Season 2 is certainly a real thing, not just because episode 8 ended on a cliffhanger, but also since there are, in total, 24 episodes produced. Netflix loves to drop episodes in batches. They've done it with many of their original shows. If it's to be believed, then if Season 2 includes another batch of 8 episodes, we'll have 16. 8 off from the promised amount, meaning that Sonic Prime Season 3 would also follow. However, I'd only expect to see Season 2 to drop in 2023, with Season 3 being held for 2024 as a way to keep it in the public eye. We're not done with TV shows. Paramount and SEGA have been incredibly pleased with the success of the Sonic movie franchise, so much so that even before Sonic Movie 2 hit cinemas, Paramount announced another 2 Sonic projects. The first was Sonic Movie 3, which is slated for a December 20th, 2024 release, but that's not our focus. It will also announce that a Sonic series based on Knuckles would debut on Paramount's subscription service, Paramount Plus, in 2023. No further details are known, however, this is a project that, while we are aware of, know little about. It was confirmed, however, that Knuckles' movie voice actor and Cyberpunk DLC character Idris Elba would return as Knuckles, but again, that's all we know. I'd expect a late 2023 release, as it would be, bridging the gap between both movie 2 and 3, and would help keep the franchise in the public consciousness. SEGA Hardlight is a UK-based mobile division that has mainly stuck with Sonic game development. They developed Sonic Dash, Sonic Dash 2, Sonic Forces Speed Battle, and the Apple Arcade exclusive Sonic Racing, among other titles. In July 2022, a job listing went up for a lead artist position within the company to work on a new Sonic mobile game. It quotes, "You will be hands-on, creating highly compelling artwork that meets the visual and technical requirements of a game while serving as a benchmark for artistic excellence and work ethic. Being part of SEGA, you enjoy and have experience in creating stylized art, exciting worlds, and colourful characters." The description for the project has a new, exciting, ambitious, narrative-driven platform game. Okay, Before the release of Sonic Frontiers, leaks suggested that a Genshin Impact-like game was in development for mobile as a tie-in. While I don't believe that leak to be real, since the leak mentioned it had to be out by November 2022, the idea is interesting. Also, a narrative-driven Hardlight has never done something like that. They have mainly done linear titles, not proper AAA titles on the scale of mobile, and the idea that it's trying to match the quality of a console game. Mobile games have seen a large increase in budget and scope. Games like Call of Duty Mobile and Genshin Impact have shown that there is a market, which has definitely changed from the late 2000s when companies ported entire PS2 era games on mobile. It is to be seen if Sega wants to match that, and if they wanted to, Hardlight would be their best bet. Now, due to the fact that they put a listing up for a lead artist 6 months ago, I'd make a suggestion that the game will not make it for a 2023 release at its scope. But let's talk about something else. A big omission from the recent Sonic pipeline is a dedicated 2D Sonic title. We had Sonic Mania in 2017, a continuation from Sonic 3, and Sonic Origins, a classic collection featuring all the Mega Drive and Mega CD mainline Sonic games. However, word on a true 2D Sonic game has been sparse, which is strange, but it gets even stranger. Zippo, a leaker who has admittedly gotten a decent amount of details correct about previous Sonic projects, talks about a new 2D Sonic game. However, it gets stranger because of the details of the game itself. If Zippo is to be believed, the next 2D Sonic game will be a modern styled title, with gameplay akin to Sonic Advance and Sonic Rush. He also commented that it won't be developed by Dimps, who develops the previously mentioned titles, but Sonic Team themselves. Now, there's two possibilities on how this is being worked on. Sonic Team are split into two, with the Origins team working on the new 2D Sonic game and the Frontiers team focusing on the 3 major updates. Or, the updates to Sonic Frontiers won't need much manpower behind it, that some of the developers are crossing into the 2D projects to help get that shipped for 2023. This is full rumor, full speculation, but unlike the Hardlight project, this has not been hinted or suggested by any official sources. However, we have one more project left to discuss. This is a newer project that has been job listed by Sega of Japan. The project is asking for a programmer who has experience for Unity and Unreal with a full-time position. Now, the listing links towards the Japanese Sonic website and the Olympics video game website for Tokyo 2020. Now, there's a few interesting things here to talk about. 1. The position is being labeled as a position working on a Sonic series title. 2. The fact it's linked to an Olympic Games website leads to a safe guess that this is the next Mario and Sonic Olympics title, which would see a release in 2023 as the Summer Olympics are due to begin in 2024 in Paris. And as we know, Mario and Sonic titles released the year prior like every other sports game. And lastly, the fact that they are asking for experience with Unreal and Unity. I don't know if this has any bearing on any future Sonic games. The official Olympics 2020 game ran on Hedgehog Engine 2, but could see a switch in engine, and it wouldn't be surprising or new, especially for Sega. RGG Studio isn't working with their internal Dragon engine for like a Dragon Inshin, but Unreal Engine 4 instead. While the future of the Hedgehog Engine 2 isn't ready to be doubted, it also shouldn't surprise you if any changes does happen. Sega is busy, and 2023 will be a significant year as Persona 3 makes its multi-plat jump, Company of Heroes 3 finally releases, and Hyenas makes its official launch. And with the mystery of their super game project looming on the horizon, there is a lot to keep up with. Thank you all for watching. I'm Radical, and yes, I think Lost World deserves a port.